Hi, this is Bev, and we're here with Mayor Pro Tem Dennis Anderson. You're dressed a little differently than I usually see you.
I am dressed a little differently. I'm ready for a ride.
We're at the Glacial Lakes Trailhead, and this is part of the very first Mayor's Bike Ride.
Yeah, this is going to be an exciting event. The Convention and Visitors Bureau put this on, their bike committee. They have a committee that works on getting people out here to ride bikes, and they thought this would be a good way to kind of introduce folks to the trail, and also an opportunity to spend some time with our friends in New London and Spicer.
What a great way to connect the cities.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all in it together, and this is just a really good event.
So anyone can be a part of this, and of course we'd certainly look forward to a second one as well.
Well, I hope there's many of these. Yes, it was advertised in the paper. We've got a pretty good turnout coming out from Willmar, and hopefully the other communities will have a good turnout too.
I bet they will, and there's some food involved that usually helps bring people out too.
Yeah, we all like food. There's going to be a nice picnic put on by, I think it's a commercial club from Spicer. They're going to put that on for us at the park in Spicer when we all get there.
All right, wonderful. So Spicer and New London, and again, it's the first annual Mayor's Bike Ride, and we'll see you next in Spicer. Hi, this is Bev, and we're here for part 2 of the first annual Mayor's Bike Ride, and now we're in beautiful Spicer on beautiful Green Lake with the beautiful mayor of Spicer, Denny Baker. Hi, Denny.
Hi, Bev. I didn't know I was beautiful. Right now it wouldn't feel that way, but we didn't bike that far, but enough to make the ride.
So why are you here? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this? You know, it was just talked about because biking is becoming so prevalent in many areas, and we have some beautiful trails. And when the Convention Bureau started talking about it, and Beth Fisher started talking, she said, let's have a Mayor's Bike Ride. She looked at me because I'm on one of the committees there, and would you do it? And I said, oh, sure. And I haven't, my old bike, the last permit is 1974. So that tells you how old I am.
Well, this is a great place to meet in the middle, so to speak. There's great trails between Willmar and Spicer and New London, so the New London folks are coming here. We were just with the Willmar people. We're going to come here and have a great picnic and some fellowship.
Well, I hope it continues each year. You know, I kidded the council the other night, Tuesday night. I said, I think I'm going to delegate this out to the Mayor Pro Tem, and he didn't show up. Robin DiCathlino on the council came down to ride along. Her and I kind of just rode about 5-6 miles, and that's fine. At least the rest of our crew is going to go around Green Lake, and hopefully they'll be back by 6:15, 6:30. So, but it's a good thing. It's a fun thing, and I hope next year more people take advantage of it. And we're thankful to the good Lord that He changed the weather for today. Yes, it's warm, but it's not like yesterday, and it's just a fun time. Robin and I just enjoyed talking and visiting, coming back and riding. And you just have a good time. So it's going to be fun to see the people come.
And it's just a great way to celebrate all this beautiful nature we have in this area. And again, the 3 cities together on one great event, the first annual Mayor's Bike Ride. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, and come again next year.
We'll plan on it.
All right.
Hi, Bev again. We're still in Spicer, but we have someone from up the road, the mayor of New London, Bill Goss.
Hi, Bev. Nice to see you here. I'm glad there's so many people in the park, and I think the turnout was beyond our expectations. I mean, we dreamed about having a lot of people here, and that happened. We had about 22 or 3 coming from New London.
Perfect weather, great place to meet in the middle, so to speak.
Yeah.
And now, did you ride?
I did, yeah. We had a nice, easy pace. We had the shortest distance for any of the cities taking part. Plus, we had a tailwind.
I like your helmet.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a new style for mayor helmets on the bike. Yeah, I hope everyone can buy one of these because they're very safe.
Styling. So we're going to do this again next year?
Yeah, we're talking about it would be nice to have one of these events in the fall, too. And the weather is a little cooler and have a different kind of scenery with colors and stuff.
Perfect. That sounds great. Those trails are wonderful.
Yeah, they're nice and flat. Very nice and flat, yeah.
Well, thanks again for being one of the hosts for this great event. It's been fun.
Thanks, Beth. And thank you. Thanks to everyone that came.
And thanks to Wilmer City Council, also Spicer, our mayors, and the Convention and Visitors Bureau. You're watching Do You Know?
Good morning. This is Susan Matson. I'm here with Master Gardeners, Roger and Joe Holm. And today we're looking at something that's very unique to our area. And I've heard a little bit about straw bale gardening from a book that has come out by Joel Karsten from the Twin Cities area. And Joe Holm probably has read the book, but she is going to tell us about straw bale gardening, and it's something that, as I said, is unique to the area. So, Joe, I'll turn this over to you.
It takes approximately 12 days to get your bales ready for planting, and the top straw to use is oats, and you put the cut side down onto the ground, and then you use, what we used was lawn fertilizer, so we didn't have the potassium in there, or the phosphorus, I mean. And it takes about 12 days. You water them down really well, then you take a half a cup of fertilizer per bale, put it in, water it again, and you do that off and on for 12 days, and then you're ready to plant. We did have some of our bales heat up to 150 degrees, so it was really hot. Almost too hot for some of the things to grow that I put in first. But the cucumbers love it, the tomatoes love it, the peppers, everything. And the book by Joel Karsten is just absolutely awesome. You can follow that, and it'll take you right down the road to go. Over here, we started with the tomatoes I put in the back, and here we have wonderful peppers already on, 3-4 inches long. So that's great. We have our first ripe tomatoes that are in here behind a green pepper. And those are 4th of July tomatoes, so they're early. Last year, our 4th of July tomatoes, we had the first one on the 5th of July. Then over here, I left cucumbers on so you could see that there are cucumbers, nice big slicers, and they have just taken over. They've gone crazy. They love it. But then there's the heat in the bales. Today, it's at 100 degrees. So, and in the back, we have green cabbage, red cabbage, there's onions over there, there's broccoli, there's a regular tomato, we have carrots, beets, string beans, sweet potatoes, and then I tucked in along the side, I've got basil growing down there and a couple other herbs, and over on the other side I did some marigolds. And it's been just a really joy to do this. It's been fun, and I've never had slicer cucumbers this early in the season, but it's wonderful. So I'm sold. And you know another thing that's really good, if you're an older person and you don't like, and there's no weeds, that's the big point of it. And you know what, if you wanted, once you get it going and you don't want to stand up or do anything, you can sit in a lawn chair and it's perfect size to take care of it.
I'd like to have Joe tell a little bit about the soaker hoses that are running through the bale area along the top. Soaker hoses are the black hoses that have kind of a strange texture, and they have little openings in them. So when you turn on the hose, instead of spraying out like a normal sprinkler would do, these slowly drip. So Joe, maybe you could tell the benefits of watering that way.
Well, the one big benefit is that you put the soaker hose in before you plant your plants. And Roger made really wonderful little pieces of wire to hold the soaker hoses down. Like big staples is what they were like, and they worked really well. And so it works really well. And sometimes I've found that even though the soaker hose is on, the cucumbers are so wild here with this that I do water them a little extra with the hose. So otherwise, there's no watering. You just turn the soaker hose on and it takes care of it for you. So it's great.
So Joe, what about fertilization during the growing season? You mentioned something about initially putting the fertilizer in the bales and then soaking them, of course. What about later?
You don't need any later. It's all composting down in there, and it's so rich that I tell you, I don't know, when you look at the cucumbers and you look at some of this stuff, like the tomatoes and things, you can tell it doesn't need anything more. Once you get there, that's it.
All right. Anything more that you want to add about it? I do want to encourage all of you to who are interested to get a hold of Joel Karsten's book. I know he will be speaking at the Belgrade Library next spring. He'll actually bring out his book, but he has developed this. He's a past farm boy from Worthington, and he has the straw bales in his yard in Roseville, where he actually developed the technique. But Straw Bale Gardening by Joel Karsten. Now, do you and Roger have any other things you want to show us in your beautiful yard?
Well, I don't know what you want to look at, but the flowers are awesome right now. The lilies are absolutely gorgeous, and I think our onions over here in the garden have just absolutely come alive in the last couple of weeks, and so they're looking really nice. And the potatoes are great, except a few places they kind of skipped. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, and yep. And I love my white hydrangeas up against the brown house over there. They're absolutely awesome right now. And I give that to Dr. Leon Schneider from the university. His house, he had these beautiful Annabelle hydrangeas, and he had a brown house. And I said, oh, they're gorgeous. When we moved here, there was nothing along the house, and so I put them in there, and they've done very well. So it's been, of course, my hobby is gardening. I've been doing it now I figured it out the other day, for 71 years. So.
Oh my God, I didn't know you were that old.
And so there you go. It's amazing.
Well, thank you to both of you for showing us the garden and the straw bales. And on behalf of Do You Know, we will be back next month at the county fair with the Master Gardener display booth there. So we'll see you then.
Hi, Jody Wambeck with the Early Childhood Initiative and Early Childhood Family Programs. Today, I just want to talk to you about a few things that are happening in the world of early education in Willmar. First is preschool registration. That is happening around the community, so if you are looking for preschool for your 3 or 4-year-old, be sure to check out our www.candykidsready.com website for a listing of all the available preschools. And also Jefferson Learning Center and Heartland Head Start are also taking applications. Also, the WOW Fall Kickoff will be happening, and remember, WOW stands for World of Wonder, and that will be happening at Jefferson Learning Center. So again, be sure to check out the website for more information, or the Community Ed and Rec brochure that will be coming out at the end of the month will give you more details about our kickoff. And then also, there is new money in early childhood that the state has passed in the form of state scholarships. And those scholarships are available for families who qualify. And if you would like more information on that, feel free to give me a call at Jefferson Learning Center at 231-8490. And those state scholarships are available to families who go to what are considered parent-aware rated sites. And parent-aware rating might be something new to some of you. And it is a quality rating system that is voluntary throughout the state of Minnesota. And if you would like more information on that, go ahead and just Google Parent Aware and you will find a website that gives you a listing of all of the rated sites in the area. Currently we have our school readiness programs at Jefferson, and then Head Start, and then our satellite sites, the YMCA and Sue Yoakum Family Child Care Center, that are rated. And we do have a handful of other providers in the community that are going through the process to become rated. So I encourage you, if you're a parent who is looking for childcare, to go to the Parent Aware website and check out that information and to see if you are also available for a state scholarship. You are watching Do You Know?
Hi everybody, my name is Dave Baker. I'm the race director for the Green Lake Triathlon, and we're celebrating our 10th year this year here in downtown Spicer. Spicer offers a great place to put on a really popular triathlon. This will be our 10th year coming up, and we're just so excited for that. I wanted to, we're standing on the shores of Green Lake right now at the site of formerly Melvin's on the Lake. Currently it's Zorba's on the lake, and they have been very good to work with, and we start about 600 people will be here this August to start swimming, cycling, and running, and that's what makes up a triathlon. The history of the triathlon here in Spicer goes back a long ways. Back in 1974, the very first triathlon was held in Mission Bay, California. In the late 1980s, a man by the name of Dick Score brought it to Spicer here when he called it the Fun in the Sun Triathlon, and was very successful for about 9 years. It took a brief hiatus, and back in 2004, I brought it back to Spicer looking for something to do in mid-August to give our business something to sort of create another event around. So it was a very popular thing early on. Our first year was 2004. We had 125 athletes join us for that sprint event. 2 years later, we added the Olympic division, which brought another 125 people. And in 2008, we added the Kids Triathlon. And last year, the Kids Triathlon, which is the day before in August, had 200 plus kids in the triathlon. It was so much fun watching the kids. Their little training wheels, they're in the water splashing, and they're running a short little course. So really encourage people to come out and see the whole event. So this year, our 10th year, we've been blessed with having 700 to 900 athletes come throughout the whole weekend, which includes the kids, the adult triathlon, the Olympic, and the sprint division. So again, we've got hundreds of people on the beaches here ready to start racing every mid-August here in Spicer. They take off. The sprint division will swim quarter mile. They will bike 13.5 miles, and then they're going to finish with a 3-mile run. The Olympic division is a long one. There's a 3/4 mile swim, which is a long buoy way out in the water, and it's just amazing to see how far they can swim. They will do a 24-mile bike and wrap up with a 6-mile run. Again, what makes Spicer so great is the facilities we have here. The water in Green Lake is crystal clean. It's a sandy beach, and the participants just love the water here. It's nice and warm and very good for swimming. We've got a big transition area up in the parking lot area where everybody goes to unload their swimming caps, and they get into their gear for their bikes. They take off around the lakes, and then again, there's just lots of room to open up. When they come in for the bikes, they drop the helmets, and off they go running for the final leg of the race. But Spicer has wide roads. We have minimal hills around the lake, and people just, when they come to Spicer, just say what a great course it is. And the great citizens of Spicer in this area have been so supportive of our race as well. Now with that, sometimes a lot of folks will ask me, what's it like to train for this kind of event? We suggest don't just come cold to a triathlon, because you need to make sure your body knows how to transition from swimming to getting on a bike hard and running hard, riding hard around the lake, and then getting off that bike and then trying to run something. Your legs, your calves are just not adjusting. So you got to make sure you train a little bit for this event. With that, the risks of these things can be out there, like any race. A couple years ago, we had a cyclist hit a car. The cyclist was very intense, coming around a corner a little bit too wide, and hit a car that was parked. But he hit it head on, and he went right into the windshield. But that's why our participants are required to wear helmets. That saved his life. He's fine today, but it was a real scary time for that moment. Back our very first year, we had a great athlete by the name of Patrick Boris, amazing man. We actually lost him in the water. He had a massive heart attack the very first year. But yet, my very first year, never had done the triathlon before. I wanted to stop it, but his family was very much encouraging us to continue on, because that's what Patrick would have wanted. We had the Patrick Boris Spirit Award for a number of years, and now they have a race named after him out in Silby State Park. So our race every year is still dedicated to Patrick, and he's always missed in our area. But it can happen. But you know, the people that are here are healthy, they're loving life, and it's a great atmosphere. As far as a spectator sport, this is one you want to watch. There's a lot of 5K runs in the area. There's a lot of runs around Green Lake and that kind of thing, the Wilmer Lake 4. They're fun to watch, but they're sort of climatic at the beginning and at the very end. With a triathlon, this transition area becomes just a real constant motion of folks coming and going, and they're coming in fast. There's a lot of yelling and screaming, so if you want to watch a really fun race, come and watch the triathlon this August here in Spicer. It's a lot of fun. A lot of our proceeds go to some very good causes. The kids' triathlon races goes to orphanage in Haiti that are put on by Kelly and Sherry Tuisha. Our proceeds, a lot of our proceeds go to the YMCA here in Candioi County, and over the last 10 years they received thousands of dollars from us, and we're real proud of that partnership. They help us a lot as well with putting a lot of lifeguards in the water. We're also always looking for volunteers. We've got a great core of volunteers that help us every year, that set up the race. They take care of registrations, they take care of the swim course. We have lots of pontoons and jet skis that come out and help us. It's quite an operation. We have over 100 volunteers that help that day, and the more folks we have, the better off the race is. And at the end of the race, we bring them all back on the deck here at Zorba's for some food, some awards, some fellowship. A lot of times we'll put out a free keg of beer for everybody too, and they're well deserved. If they're 21 and over, they love that nice cold beer at the end of the race. So again, this is our 10th year. We're really proud of the numbers and how this thing has grown over the years. We hope that you can join us this year in August, in Spicer, and we'll see you then.
All right, welcome to the Channel 8 studio. When we're here talking about the United Way, Renee, you're always here talking to us. We have a few things that we want to talk about. One of the things which is coming up here soon is the school supply drive. You guys are going to stuff the bus. Tell us everything we need to know about that.
You bet. We want to take a school bus and just fill it full of school supplies because there's a lot of need in our area, and those supplies help prepare our kids for school, getting the tools they need, and they're distributed through all the school districts, with large majority coming back to Wilmer.
That's very good. So if you are not able to stuff the bus on the day we are stuffing the bus, you can certainly pick up some extra supplies and you can drop them off at the United Way, right, Renee?
That'd be perfect, yes.
And the phone number there, if you want to call for more information, is 235-1050. Now, we got some changes and some additions to the new backpacks, and these are always awesome. I love hearing about it. Tell us the changes and what extra stuff people are going to get.
When the kids go through preschool screening, they're given a pack from United Way and our Empower group that has some tools in it also to get them ready for kindergarten. Well, we realized this last year we need to look at what's in it and can we make it a better product for our kids. And we had Patty Doles visit with kindergarten teachers and find out that we really need to concentrate on letter recognition and cognitive skills. So we've worked on some sheets that will go in it and help prepare those kids for the next step. And we're very fortunate that Jenny O Turkey Store has translated this, the contents of this bag into Somali and into Spanish. So.
That's very good, and it's that's what we need. We need to be able to have that diversity, and I think people are really surprised, the parents, when they come in and pick up this backpack, how much really good stuff that there is in it. So I mean, you got to have your child screened anyways, and look, you're going to get a bunch of extra good stuff. So Renee, we want to talk about programs because there's a number of other programs that you guys fund. Tell us about a little bit about that.
One of the main focus United Way has is education. In fact, this last year we did strategic planning, and our donors, 70% indicated education is the most important way and probably the best way we can improve our future in our communities. With that said, we have funded education, and this year we're funding the Child Guide program in the Wilmer area, fully funding that. And also we're funding like Wilmer Early Ed programs, the Early Childhood Scholarships, NLS, Atwater, and some of the other region, just making that footprint in those children's lives to prepare them for school.
That's very good. And you might have noticed the Growmobile is out and about. It's not only in our park systems, or I should say our parks, but it's in daycares too. Tell us about that. I know we've had a couple segments on it, but give us a little more info on it.
Well, I love the Growmobile. It's a kind of a state-of-the-art program that the Wilmer area got started. Our Wilmer area, Candioi County Empower Group, started the Growmobile to do summer programming, and then we also have a daycare component. And right now we're accepting applications for daycare providers who have a majority of their children that don't have that preschool experience. We invite them to call us to get that application. What the school program is that we have our Success by Six coordinator, who is a professional in early ed, coming into the home of daycare providers and doing a lesson that's related to creative curriculum, and leaving a lesson for the daycare provider to continue the learning process. And with that, we have been involved in the Wilmer Early Childhood Cabinet, which has been really exciting. The Wilmer Early Childhood Cabinet has been great members of the public school system and the county public health and those entities, looking at what are the gaps in early ed in our region. The reality is there's 150 children just in Wilmer Public Schools that have not had a preschool experience. And United Way is helping fill the gap with the Growmobile daycare program and working with them.
It's such a great program, United Way. You guys do so much stuff, and we appreciate it. You're going to be back next month because we've got something else going on. Tell us about that.
Yeah, thanks, Rudy. I'm glad to come back. We are kicking off the next campaign, and we're really excited about that. It'll be starting in September, so we're hoping to get everybody in the region living united and supporting United Way.
All right, so live united and support the United Way. We look forward to that info and updates in the future on this month's Do You Know show and future shows. So, all right, well, that's going to wrap it up here from the Channel 8 studio. You're watching Do You Know. We will see you around town.